Remember nouns and verbs? Well, what happened there was all to do with nouns and verbs. The first two doors had verbs on them to tell you what to do. Push and pull. But the third door had a noun on it, a label to say that it was the door to the lift. The misunderstanding happened because lift can also be a verb, something you do. There are lots of words like lift that can do more than one job. But we don't usually get mixed up because we're used to looking at words in a context as part of a whole situation. When you look at a sign on a door, you use all your knowledge about the place, the meaning of the word and so on, to help you make sense of it. That's the context. In written language, the context is the sentence. Words work together in a sentence to make sense. You've already met three words that work together in a sentence. There's this one, Vera verb, this one, Norman noun, and this one, Norman son, Percy pronoun. Now it's time to meet a fourth of these words that work.
Words can name.
Words can happen.
Words can describe and compare.
Words can stand in place of others.
Words can tell you how, when, and where.
Whenever you find a word, you find a word at work. Whenever you find a word, you find a word at work. Yabba-dabba-doo!
This is the wonderful world of words with your host, Miss Gloria Garbo.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the wonderful world of words, the show where you meet some of the personalities behind English grammar. Well, today it's my great pleasure to welcome another word at work. One whose artistic talents can add character and colour to any situation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Angie Adjective. Great to meet you, Angie.
Super, terrific, fabulous.
Well, that's a nice selection of adjectives to start the interview off with, Angie. Could you tell us a little more about them?
Yes, of course. My adjectives are describing words. They describe people, animals, places, things, anything really.
And what were those adjectives describing just then?
The wonderful world of words, of course. It's not only wonderful, it's super, terrific, fabulous.
That's very kind of you, Angie.
That's right. Kind, considerate, generous, magnanimous.
Yes, indeed. Kind, considerate, generous, and what do you call it? You certainly know your adjectives, doesn't she, ladies and gentlemen? So, adjectives describe people, places, animals, and things. Now, they're nouns, aren't they? Would it be fair to say an adjective described a noun?
Oh, it would, yes. Adjectives always describe nouns. Now, the first set of adjectives I gave you described the show, and the second set described me. Angie, adjective. Well, at least I hope they describe me.
Oh, most certainly.
Yes. Adjectives describe nouns. They give that added colour and detail that bring a sentence to life. I always say, put your readers in the picture, add an adjective.
Put your readers in the picture, add an adjective. Oh, that's good.
Oh, thanks. Yes, I feel adjectives are important, vital, essential in getting a message across.
Great. Could you give us a demonstration?
I'd be happy to. Happy, delighted, ecstatic. Right. Take a noun. Any noun?
Cat.
Right. Now, there's your noun. It's a good noun, very meaningful, but it doesn't tell you much about the cat now, does it? Let's put our readers in the picture. What sort of cat is it? Thin? Scrawny.
Oh, poor wee thin cat.
You don't like it being thin?
No.
Okay, let's go the other way. Plump. Fat.
I think I prefer plump cat to fat cat. I like that word plump.
Yes, it's a lovely adjective, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so this is a plump cat. Now, is it young or old?
Old.
Elderly? Or ancient?
Not too old. Stop it, elderly.
Okay, we're really beginning to get the feel of this cat now, aren't we? It's a plump, elderly cat. I think it might be quite lazy.
A plump, elderly, lazy cat. I bet it's Ginger.
Oh,
I'm really getting to know this cat.
put your readers in the picture, add an adjective.
Well, you convinced me of the importance of adjectives, Angie. They make all the difference. Is there anything else we ought to know about them?
Not really. They're quite simple to use, really. You can put them in front of your noun, the plump, elderly, lazy ginger cat, or later on in the sentence, the elderly ginger cat was plump and lazy. Just wherever they sound good, really.
Wonderful. Well, you certainly have shown us how to make our writing more interesting and more colourful and more exciting. Thank you for sharing your adjectives with us today, Angie.
Could I show you my adjective advert before I go?
Of course, we'd love to see it.
Are your stories limp and lifeless? Do they need added colour and bounce? You need adjectives.
Add an adjective and make your writing live. Add an adjective and make your writing live. There are adjectives to suit every mood. Adjectives will give your writing attitude. Adjectives will give your writing attitude.
Turn a tedious love story into a romantic epic.
Adorable, tender, divine, enchanting, handsome, manly, broken-hearted, hopeless, starry-eyed.
Turn a dull ghost story into a spine-chilling read.
Hideous, ghoulish, eerie, weird, ghastly, blood-curdling, sinister, gruesome, grisly.
And make your writing live. Add an adjective and make your writing live. There are adjectives to suit every mood. Adjectives will give your writing attitude. Adjectives will give your writing attitude.
Put your readers in the picture. Add an adjective.
Adjectives are brilliant, terrific, great. They can make your writing more exciting and interesting. They can also help to make your writing more explicit. Explicit means clearer, more detailed. The more detailed your writing is, the more your reader has to work with. You're providing more context. Excuse me. Well, hello there.
I need help.
Oh dear, what's the problem?
I'm having trouble with a noun.
A noun? They aren't usually very troublesome. Which noun is it?
Monster.
Monster, that's a lovely noun. You could do a lot with a noun like that. There you are, monster. A glorious chunk of meaningful language. But with a bit more detail, it could be even more meaningful, couldn't it?
That's what my teacher said. I wrote monster in my story at school, and she said it wasn't explicit enough. That means she wanted more detail, she said.
Well, you can see her point. I mean, you can do a lot better than just monster, can't you? You could build a noun phrase around it. Let's see. We'll need some adjectives here. How about terrifying?
No.
Fearsome?
No.
Slavering?
I like slavering, but it doesn't really fit my monster. He's not a scary monster. He's more sort of cute.
Ah, A cute monster? Well, why didn't you say so? I'm not surprised your teacher told you to be more explicit. I'm a phrase maker, not a mind reader. Right, cute adjectives. Here we go. Cuddly.
No.
Lovable.
No.
Charming.
No.
Ah.
Furry.
Furry.
And he's blue.
Blue.
And he's big, huge.
Huge. There you go. Furry. Blue. Huge.
That's him, huge blue furry monster.
Well, that'll do for a first go. It's not good to overload your description on one noun. If you want to go into more detail than that, you'd really need to write a sentence about your monster, or maybe even two. Still, it's a nice phrase to be going on with. Now, you'll need one of these to start it off. Is it the monster or a monster?
What's the difference?
Well, the monster means that we're talking about one particular monster, but a monster suggests that it might be one of many.
Oh, there's only one. It's the monster.
Right. There you are then. There's your noun phrase.
Is that a phrase?
It most certainly is. A noun phrase. You see, that noun monster couldn't tell us enough on its own, so we built a noun phrase around it. A group of words working together to give extra detail about the noun. Monster is still the main word in the phrase, and these adjectives fill in the detail.
We needed a the. Is that an adjective?
Ah, yes. I'm glad you remembered the. No, it's not an adjective. It doesn't describe something, does it? What it does is sort of home you in on the monster. It's another sort of working word called a determiner. You get them before most nouns to point you in the right direction. You know, you could have a monster, or some monsters, or no monsters, or every monster. Derek there is in charge of the determiners.
Derek?
Derek Determiner. Nice chap, quite quiet. One of our backroom boys.
Oh, I've seen him at the Words at Work advert. Will he be appearing on the chat show?
Oh, I shouldn't think so. You see, Gloria's chat show's really for the personalities, the stars of the sentence. Derek Determiner is just one of those unnoticed, unsung heroes of sentence grammar. He's a real grammatical word, though. I bet you hardly notice the determiners when you're reading and writing. I bet you just write them without thinking.
Oh, I'll try to notice them in future.
Good. Derek will be pleased. But anyway, what are we doing gossiping here? You better get back to school with your noun phrase and get on with your story. There you are. A noun phrase.
Thank you very much. I'm sure Fosbury would like to thank you. May he come in?
Fosbury?
He's outside. Fossy, come in a minute. Isn't this lovely?
Oh, it's wonderful.
And there's just the small matter of payment.
Fosbury?
My treat, really. My treat. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Time for a song, I think.
If you got a word that you want to expand, let me give you a helping hand. I'm the phrase maker. A word alone's under the weather. Words work best when they work together with the phrase maker. It's the meaning that counts, so baby don't miss it. In writing it pays to be explicit. So build a phrase, it's a latest craze. Just build a phrase, it's all the rage with a phrase maker. With a phrase maker.
Build those crazy phrases.
You know, there's nothing like a nicely turned noun phrase. One of the places I always look for them is on menus. Have you noticed? Cafes don't sell eggs anymore. It's always something like piping hot, savoury, scrambled eggs fresh from the farm. But sometimes that sort of thing can go a bit too far.
And has Sir chosen yet?
Yes, I'll have chicken, potatoes and peas.
I see, sir. And will that be the char-grilled, succulent breast of free-range Provençal chicken, or delicately spiced Oriental chicken with a mushroom and pepper sauce?
Chicken. Just bring me some chicken.
I can't just bring you chicken, sir. I can bring you char-grilled, succulent breast of free-range Provençal chicken or delicately spiced Oriental chicken in a mushroom and pepper sauce. We do not do chicken.
Look, I don't want any of your flannel. I just want chicken, potatoes and peas.
Very well, sir. And will that be the oven-baked floury Maris Piper potato au gratin and farm-fresh tender peas with a light mint dressing?
Look, just spare me all this light mint dressing stuff. I'm a plain man and I like good plain food. Just bring me chicken, potatoes and peas.
But we don't do chicken, potatoes and peas, sir.
You're a restaurant, aren't you?
No, sir. We are not a mere restaurant. We are a 5-star gold medal ARC recommended award-winning restaurant, and we specialize in 5-star gold medal ARC recommended award-winning food.
Well, in that case, you should have no trouble bringing me chicken, potatoes and peas and make it snappy.
I see, sir. So you don't want the char-grilled succulent breast of free-range Provençal chicken?
No.
Any old chicken will do, will it?
Aye.
And any old potatoes and any old peas?
Aye.
Very well, sir. I'll see what I can do.
Char-grilled, mint-flavoured, oven-baked claptrap. Just a load of baloney. I don't know. These restaurants nowadays can't cook simple nouns. It's always got to be a fancy, great noun phrase. More of a meal in the menu than on the plate. Still, I think I put this lot in their place.
Chicken, sir. Any old chicken, as requested. And potatoes. Any old potatoes. And, of course, peas, sir. Any old peas. There we are, sir. Bon appetit.
The moral of that one is it always pays to be explicit. Now, we've met quite a few of the words at work. Let's see, there's nouns, verbs, pronouns, adjectives, determiners. But just before we go, I'd like to introduce you to one more. One that doesn't quite fit in with the others.
Ooh, golly, gosh.
That's Izzy, the interjection. We use interjections a lot to express emotions and feelings. They crop up a lot in speech, but not so much in writing. But they can tell you a great deal about the speaker's state of mind. But they're really more like animal cries than true words. Just a bit primitive, really. The interjection is different from the other words at work because it doesn't work with the others. They all work together to make phrases that build into clauses, that build into sentences. But that doesn't seem to worry Izzy interjection.
Yabba dabba doo!